going to stay here, right, Dean? It's not going to fall off. Wow. My thanks to the American Australian Association and Australia's Consul General in LA, Jane Duke, for this special award. It's such an honor for guys like me to be recognized in this way. You know, we're normally sort of fame adjacent, and so it's nice to be kind of front and center for a day. One of the best pieces of advice I got when I moved here was from a guy on Craigslist, weirdly enough. And so he was actually a guy that owned a chain of wig stores all around LA. And I used to work and make websites for his thing, you know, typical Indian guy doing tech support, whatever. Obviously, I was trying to do music, but it always comes back to the tech thing. But but this guy had this, you know, pretty successful business, but on the side he had this 80s glam band, and he's kind of a heavy-set dude. He'd wear these tiger print leopard skin things and go out and do these gigs with his band. And he goes, "You got to come to this gig. You're going to meet all these famous music people. It's going to be great for you. Come to this gig." And this was supposed to be his big gig, so I go, "Yeah, I'd love to come and support you, Josh, and meet some people." And this was his big gig. It was at a very prestigious bar and grill called Sizzler. So we go to this gig at Sizzler, and his band is there, and they're doing just okay, and there's no music people there. There's actually only like 5 people there. But regardless, the level of confidence was something that always stuck in my head. And at the end of the gig, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, listen, I know you just moved here, but it takes 10 years to become an overnight success." And that's quite fitting tonight for me, because this month is actually 10 and a half years since I moved to LA. So I guess I'm like fashionably late, you know, I'm like right on time. I forgot to do this, but congratulations to Ron Howard, Brian Grazer, and Isla Fisher on your incredible work. It's a surreal thing for me to be honored in the same breath and in the same evening as you all. And I never had it on my vision board. I don't even do vision board. I don't know what I'm saying. But I want to quickly tell a small story of, I've been very lucky to be in the right place at the right time so many times, and that's kind of a thing that's really helped me out, almost in spite of my, you know, mediocre talent. I sort of keep the best people around me. But what happened was, back in uni, I wanted to get into this elective course, which was a music performance course, and it was being run by Professor Winsome Evans, great teacher, sort of a cantankerous old lady, and she was also the foremost Bach scholar in the world. She is. And so we had to audition to get into this course, and I played 2 pieces. I played a Hungarian waltz type thing on the piano, and then I played a song that I sang, and I played a song that I've written. And at the end of the audition, she just stops and she's like shaking her head, and she goes, "Wow, that was terrible. That was horrible." And I thought, okay, I thought I killed it. I was like, woo, 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 you know. And she goes, "That was terrible. Don't ever play the piano in front of me again. But when you did that song, I think there's something there. So maybe you should just go and do that." And that's really worked out for me. You know? But I think the real lesson there for me was that if you're a mediocre musician, the best career path is actually to become a hit songwriter. And look, I am very thankful that every day I get to make music with my friends. A lot of them are some of the best people in the world to do this with. And to be in a position where that is what I call the job is an extremely privileged thing, and I try not to take that for granted. And of course, none of this happens without a team. Music, songwriting, like film, like show business in general, it's a team sport, and none of this would have happened without a few people who really opened doors for me when I had absolutely nothing going for me. Often just based on their own intuition, and it seemed like they knew something about me that I didn't know about myself, and I want to acknowledge some of those people who are on my table with me today. Firstly, Millie Petriella from APRA AMCOS. She's the... Millie is my friend, my confidant, my musical fairy godmother, and everything in between. And I feel like you've been helping me get out of my own way for my whole life, even though it's only been, I don't know, 10, 11 years, whatever it is. And every creative wishes that they had a champion like Millie on their side, and I'm glad that I have you. I'm trying to get all these thank yous out of the way because when we get to the Grammys, you guys might not make the list. We gotta do it here.